Welcome to this live session. Welcome to the second live of the day on Thursday, mostly the most volatile day, except this current time there is a shutdown going on and we see that there is a little bit of less volatility in the market. But you can see there is a significant trend earlier that we have seen in the market, and very important trading day that you can see the market is in fact moving accordingly. We have seen quite a few breakdown on the lower time frame. This is currently bullish market, looking to see that how the price action potentially creating in the next session. If we look at the lower time frame here, you can see there was a initially break of structure here followed by second break and looking to enter. If you guys looked at our previous session, we fast forward secure a position. The market is still moving in the direction exactly the same way. So we are looking at gold, and also sometimes we look at the currency pairs when the market remain pretty volatile, such as dollar yen. At the moment you can see the gold is in that area, showing up to be significantly bullish here in that market. So what we look at here on gold, it is a bull market. If we look at the bigger picture, looking at the monthly chart to see overall direction in this market. So this is the monthly price action on gold, where the monthly support is here, and also you can see there is another monthly resistance turn support which is showing up to be significantly bullish. So we can see that this is a long-term bull market. I'm going to do a full multi-time frame analysis, guys. Ready for the analysis and for the entry. Previous session we had a successful trade, and I'm sure that you guys enjoyed that trade. Say yes if you had participated that trade. If you missed that trade, I have already shared in the premium group and you secured that profit. This live session as well, I've shared the trade also in the live session. So if you missed the trade, then don't worry, we will be looking for another entry, but I'm waiting for all the members, all the subscribers to show up so that we can look at the analysis. Before each trade open, we need to look at the analysis. We need to look at the market structure. We need to look at that the market structure is showing up here. So looking at first of all monthly chart here in that market, this is the monthly price action that we can see on gold, and in that monthly market structure that you can see on gold is which is a bull market. And in that bullish market structure, the market is showing up to be significantly upside. Now there's a very interesting relationship with the price action, guys. That's the key. This I always want to tell you, that how you're gonna look at the market. How can you know that how the market is creating the structure? Do you see the pattern here? There is a very important pattern that you can identify. When you see the pattern, once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. Look at that one here, how the market is creating the structure. Volatility is very important. If we look at the 8 years, see that monthly perspective. This month in March 2025, the total volume, the total volatility of the monthly candle is 2,689 pip in that whole month, total volatility. Now the previous monthly candle closed with 4,400 pip, nearly to double. Now this current monthly in the first 2 weeks, nearly to finishing third week, already 4,200 points or pips up here. So that means the market is approaching more than 1 ATR. Definitely already the market exceeds more than 1 ATR in the first 2 weeks. Now we are ending the third week, and the possibility that this monthly candle could close bullish, and already the market has made significant bullish momentum. So we could see that further momentum gain in this market, which is a bullish market structure. If we look at the weekly now, that we can see from this support level, starting of this move back to the upside, which is showing up that the market is maintaining this uptrending market structure, which is in the bull side here, that you can see the price is showing up to be bullish for long-term picture in that market. So where the market is, if you look at from here, bounce to that upside here, and this is the level that you can see the market has made its move back to the upside, reached that resistance line, and now there is no significant level to the upside in that market. If you look at, it's a no man's land. That means there's nothing in the past that we can see in this market. Because there's nothing in the past, we could see the price to potentially continue to rise back up here to fill that zone in that area. So the possibility for drastic move back to the upside is higher. So you can see that monthly and weekly aligning for potential bullish. Now looking at daily, this is also a strongly bull market, where back to back, this is the 5th day the market is showing up to be bullish. So we are now looking at the lower time frame, couple of levels that I can draw up here for possible entry. So if you look at here, you can see this is a daily support, daily level that you can see in this market. So looking at the 4-hour chart here, current daily low, this is the daily low here that you can see, and from this daily low the market has made its move, pull back, and we could see that potentially another move back to the upside here in that market. So this is where that I'm looking at possible pullback. The current session's low that you can mark that up here. So these are some of the levels that we can see in this market, and those levels that you can see in this market is where the price action is showing up to be potentially upside here in that market. So looking at the 1-hour perspective, where it's bullish, that you can see now here is a breakout structure. If you look at from here, drop to that support from this high to this low, and with that drop back to this support here in that market on gold, drop to that support the market, and now it's pushing back up. Here is quite a few sessions, series of higher high and higher low. We see already previous session there is a massive liquidity sweep here, which is showing up to be a bullish pin bar in that area in this market. So which bullish pin bar showing up that the market potentially continue to trend here to create a new higher high. Looking at this 15-minute chart, that you can see the market is now in an uptrending market structure where the price is showing up, and looking at this lower time frame, so there was a breakup structure. Now this is what I'm looking at the moment, the potential area. Now also we'll be looking at the previous sessions, how the market has created that structure. welcome. Now if you look at this trend line, guys, this is a very important trend line that you can see the previous session. Exactly from that level that we opened, the market reversed back to the upside, and we will be looking that point to see where the market is heading. So the long-term trend line that we can see in this market is this, and that trend line is quite significant because this is the trend line the market is respecting, which is from this order block. So if you look at that order block, and the market has made its move pullback, another move pullback, it's maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is showing that gold is currently significantly bullish. Now dropping down to the 5-minute chart here, if you look at the lower time frame, looking at the 5-minute chart, the previous session that we have opened is still moving in that direction. Have you seen that trade that we have secured? Now from that zone, break of structure is the key. Now if you look at from here, a bounce, pullback, boom. When the market was creating a new higher high, we are on that trade, and we place that pending order exactly with that retest of this high, stop loss below this low, and the market bounce off that level. That is where we are looking at. Now it's still moving in that direction. We secured the trade as we were in this live session. We would like to keep the trade on for the next session as well. And we are looking at now for next entry. Now you can see that how the market structure evolve in that area. So if you look at the previous support is where the secret. Can you hear me, guys? I would like to see that the sound is not echoing. And is the desktop music too loud? Is that okay now? The sound is. I hope that the sound is not too loud. For the music, welcome, and absolutely welcome. Thanks for joining here and looking at here in that area that So what we see that this market structure, and the entry that we have placed the previous session from that zone was a trend reversal confirmation. Now, how do we identify that a move is going to be worth taking, right? So which is where the secret of becoming a successful trader is to look at where is the support. Breakout structure that I always talk about is the secret of all kinds of bigger trade. Bigger trade is the key, guys. Bigger trade is the key. Bigger wins, smaller loss, adding to the winning. How many of you add to the winning along the way? This is the true philosophy of trading. If you can master it, you can master any account size. You can make any amount. So winning big means that add to the winner, leverage the winner. And that's why you see there is a pattern in the market. You see that pattern is where the secret of becoming better trader. And that's why the trading is sometimes counterintuitive. But if you once started to understand it, it becomes your second nature and you become better trader. The counterintuitive trading is because this is what explained this trade that you have open is still moving in that direction. So the counterintuitive is because from very beginning, we go to the shopping, we go to the shop, we go to the supermarket and we buy something, right? And the tendency is that when the price is low, we go for low, we buy. When the price is high, we buy less. Now in trading, there is a very important pattern that you can see. You see the market. So reason is very high level of way to look at the market. So always use reason. You see that more often in a healthy trend, the market will do like that. Okay. If the market is not doing like that, that's not a healthy trend. That's how also you can find that to trade bigger. You see, there's a very, very important information here. What do you see? Look at the previous pullbacks. The market will do like this. You see? So what does that entails? What does that tell you? This curve in the market that will answer every question that you need. So that tells that in the beginning, some people did the beginning, there's nothing. In the beginning, there was a very, not nothing, small, right? Little volume. And then the volume increases, you see? So what's happening is that in the beginning, there was a smaller volume and then the adding volume and then the adding position. So the more it is adding, the higher it is becoming straight. So that means those who are the real trader, who are the mover, the market, they add position along the way. That's why the curve become. Otherwise, you see, this is a non-linear. This is a very important to look at. It's a non-linear. The market is non-linear. The market is not like this. It doesn't move like that. It's not linear. It's a non-linear. So non-linear means that the real trader, the exponentially add position. You see, this is a very, very important question. You look at that, means it's not that there is 0.1 here, there's 0.2 here lot, there's 0.3, not like that. There is an exponential addition, non-linear addition to the direction of the trend. So that means, for example, 0.2 here, or if we take the round number, 1 lot here, 2 lot here, 3.5 lot here, 4.8 lot here, something like that. That means it's non-linear addition in the direction of the trend. So that means the older the trend, the higher the volume in the market. And at some point you see the market just reverse. Let it go. Wait for reversal. So that is where the real trading opportunity comes. And if you look at here, this is a breakup structure. Okay, now if you look at, you can see this is a breakup structure, and that's where the entry. The market took that volume, bounce off that level, and now pullback, and the market is maintaining this series of higher high and higher low, which is in an uptrending market structure. And that being said, we are looking at in this market for this price to potentially now pull back below this key support level, below this liquidity zone, and then return again back above here in that market. So we are looking at, for the market to break that low, this is a very important support level. We're expecting the market to test and then return again back above here in that market. There's a liquidity zone, the market potentially to test that 10 EMA and then to revert again. And that is what I'm looking at for this market to test and then to return again back above. This is a long-term bull market, expecting the price to test that support. And this is the current level that I'm looking at for the price to retest and then to return again. Are you guys ready for an entry? This is our current level that to look at the moment for the current session's low to break and then to return again back in the direction of the trend. This is where I'm looking at here, that the price to test and then to revert to 4234 is a very important support level. If the market breaks from that support, here is our entry for another potential retest. So because this is there is no high impact news coming later today, we might see the market to have a little sideways movement and then to potentially test, return again back above. This is the recent swing low. There's a fair value gap. The market has made its move, sideways movement. So if you look at, this is the move that we have taken right in the past in that area. Okay, so from that level, the price bounced off that level. Later has broken back below. Again, it's on a pullback. So The current swing low is here. This is a mirror level, and that previous resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, resistance here, which is turning support here. And resistance turn support is where looking at this market to drop down, test that low, and then to return again back above here in that market. Welcome back to this live session. I believe that you guys enjoying the live session. Make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. Current buy level that you are looking at for potential test, and then to return again back up here from this zone to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. I hope that the music is not too loud. If it is too loud, you can let us know, guys. Welcome. Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Looking at that level that we are looking at from this support level to have a bounce. Expecting the market to drop down for another retest and then to return again back up. This is a key support level. That is we're looking at this market. Here is the inverted head and shoulder, expecting the market to potentially test that down back below to this support level. 15 minutes candle closing in few minutes and waiting for this market. There is a bounce, expecting it to drop down to that key support level and then to return again back below here in that market. Can I enter for a short sell? I'm not going to trade against the trend, which is very important to look at, guys. This is the key. Trading with the trend is the secret. This is more often I talk, there's an old discourse saying that trend is your friend until it bends in the end. So for me, trend is lifetime friend because I don't break up with the trend. If the trend become bull, then I make friendship with the bull. The trend become bear, then I had to break up and start a new friendship with the bear. That's how the trend is. Always trading with the trend. That's the secret. To become a consistently profitable trader, the only way that you can do is by trading with the trend and putting volume over time in the direction of the trend. That's where the secret is. So if you look at this market, you can see this is the lower time frame support level, and in the support expecting the market to potentially break that low, but it's pushing back to the upside, right, which is an uptrending market structure. And the market is, you see, there is a very important price action pattern that we can look at. The market is how a market is. See, when you can map a market, when you can see the pattern, how the market is doing, it's gonna be much more easier for you to spot where is price in relation to. So what do I mean by this? Let's understand it. You see that you can see a lot of things. You can see a face on the cloud. Have you ever experienced that? You'll see that face on the cloud, or a tiger on the cloud, or an elephant on the cloud, like that. So you see that here. What pattern you can see? Do you see this pattern? Let's understand it. Let's bring it up, and then so you can see that pattern right now. This is an inverted head and shoulder, right? So, and then look at again. Do you see this pattern here? Support, resistance, extension below. So what do I mean by this? You can understand it. Resistance, support, breakout, penetration back below, overextension, rejection again back above. So all those patterns, when you connect all those dots, then you can see that what is the most important level that you need to look at for an entry. That's an edge. And keep your stop loss on the previous level. For example, if this market is dropping back below here, we are entering, right? What is the logical area that you need to place your stop loss? It's gonna be too big, but this is the logical area depending on your account size. If it is a very smaller account, probably you need to put it here somewhere for your risk management. But the most important part here is to look at a level that is high in area of value, because the market is mostly governed or moved by bunch of belief, and those who sees the market differently, they can see the trade which is probably some other trader is not being able to see. And so this is why we looked at that current buy level. And if you look at the previous trade that we have opened, what was the entry criteria? Going to the 5-minute chart. Now we entered exactly at this level. Stop loss was below this low. The market is, if you look at, it's moving in that direction. How to join the premium? Welcome. You guys can visit the website. You can find link below this video, www.forextradingwizard.com. For education, analysis, as well as the premium group. To get access to the premium, you can visit the website here, or you can simply join the Telegram. You can find link below this video for regular promotions as well as updates. Now, what we can see here in that area, from that support level where the market had a breakout, and with that breakout, this is the move, right? And if you look at where the market has reversed in that area, You see this one here, where the market has reversed in that market. And because the market had that bounce, you see this is an overextension below the previous two significantly important support area, which is a very important liquidity zone that we have seen in the past in that area on gold. And as the market overextended back below from that, it bounced off that, pull back, and once the market is going up, this is where it has given the possibility that this market will continue to rise again. And it did that. It reversed for a pullback and then revert again back above with a single momentum in that area. Here is the breakup structure. This is what we are looking at in this market to come down for another retest. And this is the 50 minutes candle close. Will come in 9 minutes time. If the market drop to that current support level, we will be on the trade. That is what we're looking at in this market, to test that level and then to revert again back here in that market to test and then to return to create a new higher high in that area. We see that breakup structure. This is what we're looking at for this market to come back below, and we will be, as soon as the market managed to break that low here, creating an overextension below, we are looking into this market for possible buy opportunity in this market. Expecting for the market to continue to drop further below here, which is a simple important support, and from that support the price to potentially bounce off that level. If we were to see the market to create another break below here, we can see there is a initial drop down here, and would like to wait to see the price to overextend back below here. And because it's a bull market, we are only looking at bullish setup in that area in this market, looking at the price to potentially come back further back down here to this support level, and then to return back again to the upside to create new higher high in that area. We are looking to see here the break below in that area, expecting the market to continue to trend back down to this support level where there is a high area of value, and in that area that the market potentially to continue to drop further down here to this support level. There's a break of structure that you can see the market is trying to bounce off that level. We are looking at here for a potentially deeper pullback to this support level for us to be able to go long here in that market, and this is what we're looking at for this market to test and then to return again back above. Welcome back to this live session. You're looking to see the candle is closing here, expecting it to drop down to that support before we look for that bullish entry. And we see the market is still in a sideways, but the trend is up. We are looking into that entry. So lower time frame price action and combining with the higher time frame is the key. Multi time frame is where the secret of trading big, okay, taking the bigger profit. Some of the trade that we have opened recently using the same our system, if you guys look at, use the multi time frame. This trade was open with 1 minute and 15 minutes time frame. You can see that it's clearly showing that it's combined that 1 minute and 15 minutes. It's the fully established system that look at the trade for 1 minute and 15 minutes combining together to find the right setup. Multi time frame is the key. Now you can see that here with this trade, the price only took few pips stop loss, straight away bounced and closed with the full profit target in that trade. To bring some of the also this trade in the same way that you have opened 300 pip one single trade with only few pips stop loss, one move 300 pip on one single trade. That's how the bigger wins is only the secret to remain profitable over the long term and get those trade straight away hitting the TP target using the bigger profit target from a very important area of value with a smaller stop loss. Now you can see 15-minute chart, the market is slowly building that momentum back below, and that is what we are looking at in this market, for this price to potentially drop down further back below to this support level and then to return again back here in that market. Welcome, and if you guys in the meantime, if you didn't like this stream, if you like this stream, will be helpful, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. We see the market slowly breaking that low here, which is coming potentially back below to this support level to retest and then to return again back here in that area to bounce off that level. Is the market slowly breaking that low, which is possibly coming back below here to that support, expecting it to retest and then to return again back above in that area. We're looking for that downside to break further below and then to reject in the direction of the trend. So we see that break below, which is what we are looking at here in that market for that downside. Expecting it to further downside for another support test, and we are looking to see that the market to penetrate back below. It's on a key support level, and this is a very fragile support that I would say, because there is strong drop here. The market highly likely you could see penetration back below in that key support level. That's where the best entry for us to look at as just the 1 hour candle close, and there's a doji with this 1 hour. That's where the 10 EMA from the 1 hour perspective, if you look at this 10 EMA is important, and this was the support level. Looking at the market to break down to that support and then to trend back up. looking at the market to break down to that support level, and that is where our potential entry. Okay, you see there is a long week candle, and in that zone, if we look at 1 hour again, a long bearish pin bar. So breaking below here, if you look at, this is a strong breakout, just the first red candle. Breaking below here will give this market significant momentum for possible upside bias in that area. This is the current level that you are looking at for an upside movement, and long-term picture that you can look at in this market is bullish. The candle close is very important in terms of the intraday time frame. So looking at the 4 hour, the previous 4 hour candlestick pattern, it's a bull candle. You can see it's a full body green with a smaller wick at the top and also smaller wick at the bottom. That means that it has a volume in that candlestick pattern, and with that volume the market is potentially preparing for a move in that area. So if you look at here, you can see this is a significant move in that market. This is a support level, expecting it to break that low and then to return again back up here in that area in this market. Lower time frame price action again showing series of higher low in that area, where with this series of higher low formation, expecting the market to trend further down here to this support level to create a new lower low here in that area. There is a break to the upside here in that market, which is showing up to be potentially moving back in that area. And so with a long wick doji, expecting it to break that low here with a reversal pattern formation in that market. So 15 minutes price action as well, quite long doji here in that area, which potentially to return back here to this support level before it bounce off that area. Looking for an entry before after this break of low in that area. Will be back in just a 1 minute break. We'll be back in 1 minute, guys. What's your thought on that area? Let us know in the live chat. So breaking that low here on gold, and the market started to come back down as we discussed from that level. So lower time frame price action after break of this high started to trend again, and here is the potential entry point for us to look at on the lower time frame. If you look at the 1 hour price action, the market is showing up to be with that pullback, dropping to that level and then to return again back above. So we are ready for a potential entry after break of this low. Expecting break of that 1 hour support level, which is also the intraday 4 hour low, that current low here. And once the market managed to test that, coming near to that here, we are on the trade. There's already break of structure here, and understanding liquidity zone is very important to look at in the market. Pretty long rejection that is potentially bringing the market back below. With a head and shoulder, the price slowly breaking that low here in that area where there is a support. Expecting further downside, we see there is a double bottom and would like to see a break of this support here to this key level. Welcome. We are looking for this break here for potential entry, waiting for the market to come back to that support and then to enter for this upside bias here. From the 1 hour perspective, we see the market is just coming back down here. It's a long-term bull market, so breaking below here is where opportunity to go long. I'm ready with my risk manager tool. If you guys are ready to enter, make sure you also use the proper lot sizing calculator for any kind of lot sizing. Still we are waiting to break further below here, potentially to this support level. There's a big fair value gap coming to this support is where we can look for that bounce here in that market. This is an order block here. So we will be using pending order when the market will reverse. That is where we will be entering the trade, so that we can wait for the market to reverse. We will not be entering when the market is falling down. So that's how we can make sure that the price is potentially reversing before we look at that entry here in that market. So I'm looking at here buy stop in that area for an entry to the upside in this market. So we will be using buy stop for a break to the upside with nearly 240 pip stop loss. It's gonna be a buy stop. So if the market bounce off that level, we will be entering into the trade. We'll be using a buy stop at 4241.52. Stop loss will be using below this low at 4237.57, and TP target at, we can hold some portion of the trade for upside move, 4246.98. So we place take profit target, we can extend if needed. We place the buy limit. This is the second buy stop, the second trade that we have opened for today, and would like to see the market is approaching back above here to create a new higher high in that market to potentially continue to trend in the major direction. So you see the market has overextended well below to this support, and this is what we are looking at to see a market that has significantly overextended before we look any further trading opportunity. Here is the price has tested this support, and there is a long wick doji expecting it to reject again in the major direction of the trend. We see there is a long wick again, and this is only 40 pip stop loss, will be nearly to 56 pip profit target if the market goes in the favor. We open pending order on gold for this potential upside here. So you see bounce, and we place the pending order expecting a rejection back above. If the bounce off further, we will be on the trade. There's some reaction coming from these buyers, which is good to see that the market potentially creating a bullish market structure from this level. And we place the pending order for an upside bias. Have you placed the pending order with me? Say yes if you have. In the live chat, if you have placed the pending order, and make sure you do the risk mention, guys, is very important. Support at which price level. Time frame to enter. Okay, so this is, we are using 1 minute time frame, entry time frame for this potential bounce back to the upside. Boom, trade is active. Trade is active, and that's where it has gone back up. It's moving up. 21 pip up here. 21 pip up, guys. It's going back up. You see that how it is going up to the profit target nearly. It's now 30 pip up. I'm still holding on to that, and that is all. I'm taking partial profit, guys. I've taken partial profit. The rest of the position is running. I've taken the partial profit. Rest of the position is running. I've closed partial profit and moving the stop loss at entry for the rest. Not all trade management the same. Done. Profit taken. Say yes. This is the second trade. We almost open each session. The previous session, massive win. This session, another massive win. Say yes in the live chat if you have secured this trade right now with me, and it's moving now. It's moving, guys, further for the rest of the position. Trading is not hard, right? It's easy. So yes, it's easy if it is easy. Now it's potentially breaking back above to the major direction of the trend. Trading is probability. Trading is freedom, right? Like this. Once you know that when to enter, how to enter, it's freedom. Right? Trade, pay the bills, make life. The only thing that you need to make sure that you commit yourself for long-term growth as a trader. It's not a one-day job, guys. It took me 3 years just to become a break-even trader. To learn this kind of setup that when the market blows up, you see that where we have when the market blows up like that, it took a lot of time for me to master that skill. But you can do that too. It's not a hard job. The only thing that you need to make sure is that, you know, I think it's J.C. Livermore said that the greatest enemy of a trader of himself. So this is a very important quote. Most trader, including myself, then when I begin, I didn't let myself to be profitable by not allowing myself to win. So you need to allow yourself to be, right? So how can you do that? By opening the probability. Looking at this live session, guys, by learning the live session, from this live session, you can change your trading entirely. Okay. There's a VIP premium group available where I'm sharing every trade, including this one here. Every trade, right? With entry, stop loss, and take profit target. Every trade. But still, you can learn a lot from here. We have a system that can take the biggest trade, 200 pip, 300 pip. Look at this trade that opened using the system, using the strategy. 300 pip on this trade. On a single move. 300 pips. Look at the stop loss. Everything is there. And see the time frame that it opened, the system. The reason I'm looking at here is the system, right? Let's bring that up here. You see the highlighted area? How many pips stop loss that you can see in this trade? To the color here. Stop loss, an entry, and then profit target 300 pip on this trade, straight away bounce like this one here. So you need to learn to trade the breakout. You need to learn to see that when the market is exploding, and then trade that explosion. That's the secret of becoming profitable trader. Bigger win. Trade the explosion, let the market to go up, hit that level. You see, when we have entered, the market explode, or the market explode, we entered when the market explode. So either way is possible, right? When you have entered, the market explode, or you have entered after the market explode. Whatever is happening, let it happen. See, smart trader are those who can. There are two kinds of trader in the market you'll find. One group of trader who has opinion. The other group of trader who doesn't have opinion. It's a very smart way to look at the market. So those who doesn't have an opinion, how do they trade? They actually trade based on what other traders are thinking in the market. You see? How do you understand that concept, that trading psychology, that develop that trading psychology as trader? You can see it's now breaking below back again, which is potential for another opportunity coming up here for possible entry later. The best way to trade the market for this kind of movement is you to wait for the market to give you that entry. You can see it's straight drop again back to this support. That's a big move that you can see. That's very unusually has completely broken back below. Now, where the market, what is it is doing that it's trying to do here? Is the market is breaking down, or it's a liquidity sweep? Right, it is still on the rest of the half. This is a big liquidity sweep here. So that could be a potentially a reversal, or it's a bigger, you see that it tested this level here as well. So this might be that the market to break further below. Probably a bigger move started, back down. Okay, so we delete that one here. The rest of the half position became break even. It's a massive breakdown. Bigger liquidity sweep here. And we might be able to find another entry very soon here. 4-hour chart, the market has tested that low, which is nearly to coming to that support from the lower time frame here. Breakdown. Okay, so the breakdown happens all the time. We are majority of the part has taken the profit. It was a big move. Now this breakdown here could be, if you look at here, could be a reversal for deeper pullback. The previous support is here. We can see there is a massive drop down here. And with this previous support level test, the market will do all the time. The market will drop, will go up, retest, again will come back down for a pullback. This is the nature of the market. That's how the market moves. Okay, the market moves to a key level, return again, move again. That's how the market keep moving over time. So you see there is a rejection coming potentially. With a narrower doji here, and that might be starting of another bounce of that level, or you could see that deeper drop to this order block here. It's a complete liquidity sweep to that support, and 4-hour candle closing as a potentially a doji, which is bigger move that you can see. we're looking at here, it's a pretty long doji that we discussed. The market may possibly coming back down further here to the support level, and from there we could see the market to potentially return again back in the direction of the trend. So with this doji pattern formation here, the market is trying to create a bullish market structure here with a multiple liquidity sweep. We look at the 1 hour candle closing here, which is a bigger doji, and once we took the trade, take its move back up here, we're going to see sideways market. This is the 4 hour doji that we can see after the previous session's bullish move, and that doji could continue to rise here back above. That is what we are looking at in this market, to remain upside here to create a new higher high in that market. So you see there is a doji formation which is showing up that the market continue to rise here to create a new higher high. This is what we're looking at, that lower time frame, the market structure to show up to be bullish, and this is a breakdown from this high here to this support level, and from that high to this support coming back for a pullback and potentially to trend again back here or continue to rise here. You're looking at in both directional bias here in that market. Lower time frame price action maintaining this series of higher low, and okay, so that is what we're looking to see, that the market has tested the lower support level and then to getting a rejection back above to the major direction of the trend. And this is what we're looking at with a big doji potentially on the 1 hour and 30 minutes chart to give an entry opportunity for another bullish bias here in that market. That is might be coming for now another support test in that area. The market structure form that pretty sharp here, a break above and then pullback, potentially coming down for another support test. So 4-hour chart, long wick doji, daily market, we could see that what I think, guys, this is an overextended market already and the possibility for a deeper pullback is higher. So that is why when the market at the top, the best way is to wait for that pullback to first take place. And we have already taken the move. Now, if this market reverses from here for a deeper pullback, in that case, we could see that this market to potentially come back well below any of these key support area for long-term picture in this market. And looking at the daily, that is the support level on the daily. The market is making its way back to the upside from this support, expecting the market to test and then to trend. So our previous session that you can see, the market has created a pretty big bull candle followed by early Asian session bullish candle, return back, and then again another bull candle that has created in the beginning. Have you taken this trade, guys? Say yes in the live chat if you have. Now we are looking for more trading opportunity along the way. This is a very important session as due to shutdown, we saw there was quite a few so this is the reason the move happened. There is a news has been released. The news published. Fed isn't really impacted by the shutdown. They have just released their Gbpjpy report, which is an anecdotal survey on the state of the US economy. It suggests there has been a slight loss of momentum in the activity over the past 8 weeks. So there is a further rate cut potentially to come in, and if further rate cut coming, then that's market gonna reflect again. So the shutdown has created also slower momentum in the market that you can see, and that slower momentum on the market on gold. Also we saw there was a pretty stronger liquidity sweep, so because of that reason, but we have seen that significant volume in the market. Very interestingly, this week price action, so the only thing the change with the shutdown is that the market was not responding with the news time that we more often see during the opening time. But if you look at the weekly candlestick pattern, what do you see? This is a very interesting price action, isn't it? This week, these 2 weeks shut down, right? And if you look at the overall volatility in the market, these 2 weeks are highest. You see, this is the highest move in this whole pattern. So that's a very interesting price action that you can see when there is a shutdown. The market has responded a very, very aggressive way with the shutdown, which is showing that the market to potentially remain further volatile for throughout the week. Now, looking at the price action here on the lower time frame, this is currently the market structure after double top, showing up to be downside here. We see the 1 hour candle closing, and there is a possibility for another drop here to this, either to this support or near to that support level, before it potentially bounce off that level. We are looking at here in that market for this potential move, and this is a key level of support here that you can see the market potentially to test and then to return again back in that direction. Expecting the price to come down to test the support and then to reject again back above that market to create a new higher high in that area. Big drop here in that area. Pull back, another potential drop here. Bearish middleman formation here. This is manipulation time here, so we are looking for that to happen. Welcome, amazing trade, thank you very much. It was news that took the price down Do you think we can go lower to 4220? 4220? I don't think so. The market is long-term bullish, right? And if you look at the bigger picture that we can see here in that market, this is a bull market, and here is a support test, rejection back above. If you look at, and here is a support test, rejection back above. So we see that the market is getting that rejection, looking at those where the price action is showing up to be bullish. And as you can see, the market is maintaining that series of higher low. We'll be waiting for again another entry. That's how trading is. We will be waiting for another entry. So the first one that we have taken here are, so 2 trades, one day, 2 trades, successful trade. That's all you need, isn't it? Or you need more? Here is the first one that entered during the London session, right? From this level exactly to that area, and that has moved back up. The second one also from this level. Now the second trade that we can see in this live session, you have seen that we opened from this breakout, right? So this is the zone that we have entered. Now interestingly, we placed the pending order here, right, in that area, and the stop loss was here. Now what was the reason? Now as I mentioned earlier, guys, this is what we need to look at always when we enter a trade. The reason behind the move, and exactly this is where the imbalance, you see that how the candle broken above, and this is the biggest candle in this whole move. See that one here, where we place our pending order. This is a 1 minute chart, and that's the biggest candle, right? That candle has 41 pip, 42 pip move on one single candle. And this 1 minute that we place the pending order in that area, if you look at, this is where you place the pending order, and that candle is the biggest. What does that mean to you? Smash the like button now if you understood what I mean by that. We'll be explaining more on that. This is what I am always trying to explain to you, how the smart money trade the market. Do you get that my point? You see that again, I'm repeating. This is our pending order is here. This is 1 minute candle. Let me make that candle little shadower. This is not something that we are making up. This is something you guys have seen in this live session. This is the candle. Now in this move, this is the biggest candle, more than double, 42 pip, that candle, 1 minute candle. That means where do we place the pending order? That time the biggest volume came in the market. Are you getting my point? When we place the pending order, this is the 1 minute candle and biggest candle this is. That means that's where the biggest volume came in the market. That drive that price that far. So this is where the smart money bought exactly to the point we place our pending order. That is SMC trading. That is a smart money trading. By being retail trader, you can know that when the smart money is trading. Now, where the market is currently again heading to. We have an extended session today. You want to trade the market. It's moving, and that's what we love to trade when the market is moving. Now, this is where now the price is potentially showing back up again. The current low is here. The next level that you want to enter, another trading opportunity, is after break of this low here, which we could not see depending on how much movement coming up later. This is the 1 hour candle, current one, and 4 hour is a doji. We still have 1 hour to go for this 4 hour candle to close. Now, the previous 4 hour is a bull candle, followed by this current 4 hour has not created a very stronger bullish rejection yet. That means this candle could close as a bull candle, or it can close as a doji or bear candle. If this one is closing as a doji, the possibility for the market to come back below again is still higher. So the possibility here, the market to range on the lower time frame is higher. Therefore, see that 1 minute, 5 minutes price action. If we look at, this is the 5 minutes price action where there is a big red candle followed by a doji, where sideways market. This structure now we can see here. If you look at this structure, is not a very trendy. This is a sign of potentially sideways market, because in this extension, in this breakdown here, there is a bounce, breakdown, little bit of sideways movement. So what kind of movement now we can expect in this market? How we will be trading here? Let me tell you guys what could happen in this market now. In this market, we may see that this market again overextending to the upside, not a very bigger move possible now upside here in this structure for this session. We may see that the market is getting overextended here little bit, coming down to overextend below. This is the level that now next one for the bigger trading opportunity. If you look at this move, okay, so this red move that you can see from here to this is what we need to look at. Okay, this red move is the focus, because it is manipulation. It's a one single move, and overextending below like that, it can extend to this low here. You see there is an unchecked area here. Look at this trend line. It is forming a smooth long-term trend line, and breaking from that trend line will be that low here, so below this swing low. The possibility here that the market to test this zone here and then trending back up. The reason the market to test that lowest part of this long wick, this is a red move, downside move. That means from that level there is a selling pressure, and that selling pressure is a straight drop. Extending below that level, coming to a key level, an important support level, and then the market to trend. If before coming here the price is going to overextend it to the upside, then also the same scenario possible to drop back again. You see, now the market is going to hit that resistance line from the 4-hour perspective. And this is just a primary understanding of the speculation. The market is still can continue to trend, but the way the market structures form is possibility for it to overextend again after this overextension to come back down in that support level. So for us, because it's a bull market, we only looking to buy this market. In the meantime, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, I'd appreciate if you liked and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so that you're not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. We still have long way to go. We still have an opportunity to enter again. And waiting for the setup to come up again. I'll take just one short 1 minute break. Coming back for another entry possible. In the meantime, what's your thought on this market structure? You can share your thought on the live chat. I'm going to place a poll in the meantime to see that what's your view on currently on gold, which way you think the market will be continuing to be bullish, or you could see the market is breaking back again for deeper liquidity grab from here. Okay, so the market again, as you mentioned, created that over extension, and which is showing up to be upside here. 4-hour candlestick pattern closing as a nearly to 30 minutes time from this time of recording, and which is showing that this is currently significantly bullish back to the upside here in that market. So looking from that lower time frame market structure that you can see, here's the bullish. This is a complete breakup structure that you have seen in that market. With this breakup structure, the market, if you look at from this support level, again started to trend. We could see the now potentially reset of that uptrend. That is what we're looking at in this market for another retest and then return again. So the 5 minutes candle that you can see the market coming down. As we discussed, this overextension, the market has done that overextension. Are you going to see that the market price to drop down back again to that lower part of that zone? So you can see that the market has made that overextension and 4-hour candle close coming, and it made significant move currently. The key here is patience. Ready for another entry? We see there is, as you draw that level, as you draw that zone, if you look at that overextension, the market is now pushing that down for that pullback and potentially to come further low here to this support level. In the meantime, traders, if you haven't liked this stream, you can like so, and also subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done yet, press the notification bell so you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. expecting for that deeper down to this support level. That is where the market potentially to come back below in that area. And then to re-enter again for another bounce as the market confirming potential bullish trend continuation. We have seen quite a few breakout structure. Again, the market has tested that low, which has created the new momentum. This is the significant breakout structure potentially to we look at to come back further down here. We see that break below here from that overextension. As we discussed, the market is potentially coming to that, and we will be waiting to see how far it might be dropping down here for another retest. Expecting it to break down further down to this support level in that area. Waiting for that move back down for another retest. So 1 minute chart, again we saw that there is a double bottom, but it's on a support which possibility for break below. As the 4-hour candle closing, which is a bullish doji. Now depending on how this candle close is also very important to see. If this current 4-hour candle closing as a healthy bullish candle, we could see that even continuation back above in that market. But if it is coming down further below before the candle close well below here, we might see that overextension that we discussed here. Do you see that move here in that area? So another 5 minutes candle closing. waiting on that break below, and the market structure in that area consolidating for trying to create a new higher high. As 4-hour close coming, we can see the 1 hour also bull candle. Depending on how much movement that we can see in this new trend will determine where the market is potentially heading back. There's the breakup structure that you can see in this market. Here's the market structure showing up to be upside here in that area. Here's the look that we are looking. The market has created a new higher high, and we still haven't got that entry criteria, as this is a new all-time high. So from that new all-time high, looking to wait for another drop down back below before the candle close. We have 15 minutes price action just showing up to be significantly bullish here, and waiting for the market to trend down back below to this support level, to create a new lower low in that market. Welcome. There's a doji, it's a significant doji here, with a retest, it's now trying to break above for a new higher high. 4 hour close coming. We are deleting the previous levels as a new market structure. The market refreshed, purged, and created a new structure. This is what I look at in that way all the time, and also discuss a lot previously as well, looking at from the beginner mindset. Imagine that you just have looked at the chart right now. This is a new streaming like that, because every moment when we trade it here, this candle, the market bounced off that level. Every moment we are trading, so if you look at, it's a new market structure, it's a new momentum, it's a new gain. So because the market is, this is a new fresh market, and we need to look at again from the fresh perspective. Another important thing in trading, guys, is that where do we trade live, right? In this live session, you guys have seen that the big move here, the previous session's move that you have opened, if you were here. So the previous session was moved from this level, right? Bounced off that zone. The previous sessions. What was the? We opened based on the 5 minutes. From that level. This is the previous session's move. The market, boom, bounced off. They still didn't move down here from that level. It is still moving back to the upside that we have opened in our previous session, right? From here, shoot back to the upside. It's still maintaining that trend on the previous session here that we have opened in that area. Now this session, from this level, the market again moved back above here. So every time the market is creating a new structure, new momentum, and because the market structure is constantly changing and evolving to be a fresh market structure, you need to look at always from the beginner mindset. That means a new market structure, looking at from the new perspective, that regardless of what was in the past. There is a very, very important criteria that, what I would say that very important as a trader from the trading psychology perspective, is to look at not to attach or stick to any idea that had previous hour before. Probably you thought that the market will drop from this level. It is very important. We'll see that it is stuck in the mind, and we keep thinking that the market will drop, the market will drop, the market will drop. But you see the market will keep moving up. So that is why when the market starts changes, when you see that change happen, accept that new market structure and look from that new market structure. How you can take that trading with the new market structure for another movement back up, and that's how you can catch the bigger trade. If you look at in the market, some of the trade that you have opened, I have already shared many of them in the premium group as well. All the details how we open those high win rates. So bigger risk, bigger profit target is very important. This is some of the trade that we have shared and I have opened in our system. This is based on the multi-table time frame, 300 pip on one trade. And if you look at the trade was opened based on the multiple time frame, right? So 1 hour and 5 minutes time frame that it considered when you open the trade. Multiple time frame is the key when you are opening trades, whenever you are trading. So at the moment we see 4 hour candle close coming in few minutes, expecting this market to potentially to return again back further down to this support level. And once we see the market has dropped well below to this support. The current support level that you can see, it's smooth trend line it is maintaining. Trend line more often is important. So if you look at the market has maintained this trend. There are two trend lines that the price is maintaining. One is the short term, the other one is the long term trend line. So there's the bigger one that is here, where when the market grabs deeper liquidity, the market drop to the, you'll see that the market more often maintain two trend lines. And in this two trend line, if you look at, this is the neckline of this double bottom breakout. The market dropped to that support level, bounced, and the market is respecting those support areas, breaking out whenever the market is dropping, breaking back to the upside here. And at the moment, this is the current, because the market has tested those support level few times. The possibility here for this market drop again to that key level is higher. So it's already created a new higher high. We might see now a potential another drop down back below in that market to this support for retest and then return back again to the upside. We'll be waiting for that drop back down to this key support level in that uptrending market structure. And this is a great session with all of you guys. Another great session, second one. And I really appreciate all of you guys are being here, looking at those trades, and we are learning together. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can do so for more update education as well as analysis that I'm posting every single day. That being said, thank you for joining here. I'll be coming on live again tomorrow twice to trade together, to look at the market from a completely different perspective. That being said, thank you for joining here. Now see you again very soon, trading live together. Until that, stay well, stay happy.